The obligation is going to be met. Yes, it's true. Okay, you did your job. But we all know what bosses are looking for.
We get some answers, and we get the rematch.
We won't. I'm sorry.
And the rematch, he'll be able to prove himself.
Stephen A. Smith says Gervonta Davis should sign the rematch contract with Lamont. He believes real champions do more than just what their contracts say. Smith argues that boxing is about making an impact, bringing in money, and getting high ratings, not just following contracts. He insists that Davis needs to prove he's in charge by making the fight happen.
Yes, it's true. Okay, you did your job. But we all know what bosses are looking for. They're looking for the exceptions to the rules, not the rules. You want somebody that's about having an impact, that's about making sure that it's felt.
Smith says Davis wants this rematch to prove himself in boxing and erase any doubts from their last fight. Even though he has other career options before retiring, choosing this rematch shows his dedication to building his legacy. Davis has made it clear he's ready to fight Roach again, showing he's determined to settle any questions from their first fight and get back in the ring.
Right, the team right back. I'm believing him. I didn't see him hurt or anything like that. I get that part. I saw him hurt when he got popped with a counter from Lamont Roach and he stumbled backwards because he got hit with a shot while throwing a punch in an earlier round. So I'm certainly not going to do that. Here's the important point to mention. All of us got to stand down and give Lamont Roach an apology. I thought that brother was going to get beat down because I saw a dude that was a bantamweight champion. I said, why are you moving up to fight this guy? Why is Gervonta Davis taking this fight? This guy's too small. What the hell is going on? He was a featherweight champion. You're a lightweight. What the hell is going on? Why would you take that fight? I didn't understand it. What I didn't know is that once Lamont Roach stepped into the ring, he would be the bigger fighter. What I didn't know is that once he was in the ring and he looked like the bigger fighter, he fought like the bigger fighter because, ladies and gentlemen, from opening bell, he walked right to Gervonta Davis, walked right to him and stayed in his face all night long. If he backed up at all, ladies and gentlemen, it was 5% of the time.
In their first fight, Lamont Roach showed great skill and toughness. He went head-to-head with Davis, taking punches and striking back effectively. His strong defense and counterattacks impressed boxing fans, proving he is a tough opponent.
What I didn't know is that once Lamont Roach stepped into the ring, he would be the bigger fighter. What I didn't know is that once he was in the ring and he looked like the bigger fighter, he fought like the bigger fighter because, ladies and gentlemen, from opening bell, he walked right to Gervonta Davis, walked right to him and stayed in his face all night long. If he backed up at all, ladies and gentlemen, it was 5% of the time. The other 95% of the time, he walked right to Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis caught him with some good shots. He took it and then gave it back. Body punches, counter punches, left hook, straight rights. This brother Lamont Roach can fight. And he's beautiful defensively as well. And seemed completely unfazed and undeterred by Tank Davis, a knockout artist.
Lamont Roach smartly added a rematch clause to his contract, guaranteeing another fight if he lost or it ended in a draw. This showed his confidence and determination to get another chance. By planning ahead, Roach made sure he wouldn't miss the opportunity to prove himself again, showing both his business smarts and belief in his skills.
I just so happen to be a boxing fan that the fact that I do watch him fight, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really like boxing.
Are you open to immediate rematch?
In my contract, immediate rematch was signed. I signed for the immediate rematch when I signed for the first fight.
Right.
Just in case he lost or just in case it was a draw.
So when you got a rematch clause, how long we taking?
It's up to the A side and when they want to fight. So I'm thinking it's going to be soon. I'm hoping it's going to be soon. Let's say that.
What is soon to you? When you say soon to me, I'm thinking a month.
I'm thinking July.
I'm thinking July for sure.
Respected boxing analyst Teddy Atlas says a rematch between Davis and Roach is necessary. He believes there are still unanswered questions from their last fight. However, he doubts it will happen because there is no accountability for the referee's decisions.
I think we know the answers.
Yeah.
I think we know the answers. I think we know the answers, unfortunately.
But we need the rematch and we'll get it. But I touched on last night during the live stream, it's the great Angelo Dundee with Ali when he couldn't see and he was blinded. He didn't say go out there and call a timeout, take a knee. Go and run, move until you can see. And just to be able to go out there and call a timeout, you know, it's like being in the schoolyard. Oh, do over. unbelievable. This has to be addressed. This can't just continue. This referee must be sat down and reprimanded, and hopefully we get some answers and we get the rematch.
We won't. I'm sorry. I'm terrible. I am, but I'm ashamed of myself. I am so cynical, but this sport has made me cynical. I'm sorry. I don't see anyone's going to reprimand this referee. What are they going to do? I mean, it happens too often. It's happened too often. I don't know. We need a national commission. That's the only thing I could think of, but we're not getting one right now. But the last thing I want to say to put a bow on this one, Bud, we talked about the controversial part, but I want to finish with the great part. That was high-level boxing. That was two guys at the highest level showing their skills.
Teddy Atlas criticized modern boxing, saying that popularity and power affect fight outcomes more than skill. He is frustrated with what he sees as unfair decisions that put money and promotion over the sport's integrity. Atlas believes this has damaged boxing's authenticity, disappointing longtime fans who value fair competition. His concerns highlight a bigger debate about the sport's credibility today.
What are you going to do? I love my sport that I've been in for 50 years. I hate what people do to it. I hate it. I don't hide that. I love the fighters. I admire the fighters. I try to defend the fighters the best I can. But that was appreciated by me. To see, I appreciate Floyd Mayweather. I appreciate Sugar Ray Leonard. I appreciate, all those great fighters.
Many analysts and boxing fans expected Gervonta "Tank" Davis to win by knockout in his first fight against Lamont Roach. Davis, known for his power and aggressive style, was predicted to dominate early and finish the fight quickly. However, Roach showed incredible toughness, taking Davis's punches and countering well. This unexpected performance surprised many and challenged pre-fight predictions. Since Davis didn't get the knockout, people started questioning his strategy and whether Roach had exposed weaknesses in his game. In the end, the fight sparked debate about both fighters' true abilities.
I expected to see a knockout. I expected to see it come at the hands of Gervonta "Tank" Davis against a dude that I thought was undersized, that I thought was not on the same level. And my God, was I wrong. So I thought it was apropos that on this particular day, more than a week after Lamont Roach showed up at the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York, and let everybody know, yo, I'm no joke either. Y'all don't know who the hell I am. I'm here to reintroduce him to the world. A guy that many believes should be the lightweight champion of the world in the sport of boxing. The one and only Lamont Roach joins me right now.
After the fight, Davis was unsure about a rematch with Roach. He showed interest in fighting other opponents, suggesting his next match could be against different challengers. This reflects the many options he has for his career.
The plan was I was going to call out someone in the ring, and then the journalists are like, well, who? I can't say. Well, who are you going to call out? Well, you saw he was in my locker room. And then everyone starts doing the math. The only fighter that came in the locker room of Gervonta Davis was Jake Paul.
Oh, Jesus.
Jake Paul was in attendance. Jake Paul was in attendance with his business manager, Nikisa Badarian. Do the math there.
Tank has taken losses all over the place. he didn't lose in the ring, but in terms of his profile, in terms of things he's saying, in terms of how he looks, he's taken losses.
I'm just gonna say, man, I like Tank Davis. I have a nice working relationship with him, but you cannot deny that his image took a hit, and it what it showed to me, Chris, is every dog has its day, not in a good way. He's 30-0 heading into this fight. He's the man. He's the number one ticket seller. He's a pay-per-view attraction. He knocks everyone out. He puts freaking butts in seats. That place was full to the brim.
Packed.
With weed, I was high. Weed smoke. Yeah, I was stoned. Were you stoned Saturday night? I was a little stoned.
Yeah, I had a headache driving home.
Maybe that has something to do with me walking out of there. But the hate that came out immediately after from fighters, Devin Haney, Teofimo, Shakur, to everyone, Berlanga, to fans who have been just waiting for this moment.
Bud chimed in too.
Well, Davis has talked shit about literally everyone too. Like Davis was on his perch, as like this PBC guy who is
Gets
just
paid, who puts butts in seats, who knocks everybody
Right.
out, who hey,
and it was warranted. Like Davis was the man. He's knocking everyone out, and you're selling out. What more can you do in this sport? Like that's the name of the game: make money, knock people out, fame, notoriety, and all that. So the minute he was going to slip up, and no one thought it was going to come in this fight against Lamont Roach. The minute Tank slipped up, you knew that everyone was going to come out with their pitchforks. Everyone was going to come out with their knives.
The debate over a rematch between Davis and Roach continues, with fans and analysts divided on what should happen next. Whether Davis steps back into the ring with Roach or chooses a different path, one thing is certain: boxing fans will be watching closely. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more updates on the latest boxing news and analysis.